Well, good evening and welcome to WHITEFOX Weekly. I'm Marty Fox, coming to you from Melbourne, and here's the deal. Every Monday, this is where we break down the week that was and take a look at the week ahead. Deals of the week starting here in Melbourne, and what a week it has been. 1601 at 12 Queens Road sold for 1.31 million, a strong result in one of the city's main arterials. Over in Brighton, 8 Janet Street reached 2.2 million, continuing strong buy momentum across family-friendly Bayside. In Pascoe Vale, 9A Percy Grove sold prior to auction for 1.65, whilst 13 Derby Street achieved 1.23 million. Consistent results driving the WHITEFOX Northside brand front and centre. Over in one of my favourite suburbs in Albert Park, 9 Herbert Street sold under the hammer for $2.1 million, which was $170,000 above reserve. A standout company moment with the entire Port Phillip team on deck. And with Tom Hardy flying over from Christchurch, New Zealand to Pencil next to me. Just around the corner, 97 St Vincent Street passed in before we sealed the deal for $1.79 million and 45 cents. Proof that every cent counts, and continuing our client's quirky personality made famous by his intricate bidding on the block. Well done to Danny Wallace. And at 127 Station Street, Port Melbourne, that one changed hands for close to 1.5 after just 3 open for inspections. Heading down to the peninsula, 48 Mather Street, Mount Eliza sold just 9 days into its EOI campaign, a reflection of premium presentation meeting a motivated demand from buyers. This home certainly pulled on the heartstrings with its gardens in full bloom, and if you look at the marketing, this one was spectacular. Up on the Gold Coast, momentum continues with a strong off-market deal at Sea Palm Beach selling for $900,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment, just proving how much depth still remains on the coastal market. And across out west, 42 Sandgate Boulevard sold quietly off-market. A lot of off-market deals done this week across the team. And also 34 Kale Street, North Perth selling for 1.48 million, with David Murray wrapping the deal fresh off a week in Melbourne, whilst Connor Boyle continues his strong run, generating 8 sales in the past fortnight. This is a huge moment for the young man in his early 20s, pulling deals like that. That just proves how much of a future Connor Boyle has within this industry. Over in projects, this week's major milestone, apartment 2.7 at 1 Turak Place, selling for $7 million, which is a phenomenal result for Orchard Piper. And another benchmark continuing the momentum for Turak's most anticipated address being delivered. The Crackalacka listing this week is 80 Maribyrnong Road in Moonee Ponds. And let's just say Moonee Ponds has never seen anything like it before. It's grand, it's bold, and it is dripping in detail of gold Calcutta marble floors to the handcrafted paintwork on the ceilings straight out of a Roman temple. This thing is outrageous. The ceilings in this home simply stop you in your tracks. The living spaces are made for hosting events of royal proportions, and it is the Renaissance luxury that's turned all the way up onto a level that we have honestly quite never seen before. This one here is one to watch out for. Now, in the Fox's Den, it has been a huge week across our network. Zeppelin locked in his first listing in WA. Michael Tacasio achieved his highest ever sale price with 1 Turak Place after 7 years with us at White Fox. And Brittany Hamilton was featured in the news over in Perth, speaking about the strength of the local market. We also celebrated the launch of our Essendon office, officially opening our doors as our newest location in Melbourne, with team members flying in from Perth, New Zealand, and Adelaide to show support to Dylan and the Essendon crew. It was a beautiful night, and thank you to all of those watching that were in attendance. We greatly appreciate it, and we cannot wait to do more deals out in Essendon. On Saturday, the projects team in Melbourne hosted their first ever open day for Orchard Piper, open to the public, and it was a showcase of design excellence and the next chapter for Turak's #1 residential development. I was also out on the curb calling 2 auctions in Albert Park for the Port Phillip team and our client Danny Wallace, both drawing massive attention and both selling very strong. With the Fox this week, we filmed a podcast with White Fox's top 3 performing agents, diving into what's driving their results and how they've turned from agent to business owner, now overseeing over $20 million worth of revenue in their first year of business collectively. This is a great pod for any agent or business owner to sit back and take note from 3 very high-performing and very different personalities within our business. Market overview this week. We're into Q4 and momentum is holding strong across every major market. In Melbourne, the spring surge has officially landed with more listings, bigger crowds, and stronger competition across the weekend's auctions. Homes are still commanding premium prices and buyers can feel that the market is beginning to turn towards the vendor's favour. So if you don't pull the trigger now, you may get caught up in a very hot market next year, bidding against far more buyers with much deeper pockets. On the Gold Coast, stock is moving quick with interstate interest showing absolutely no signs of slowing down whatsoever. Perth remains the nation's standout performer, limited supply, record inquiry. And Adelaide is seeing consistent confidence in their mid-tier, whilst New Zealand has kicked back into gear post-winter, setting up a strong spring, but still relatively low stock levels in Queenstown Lakes. Overall, the energy across the network is high, vendors are motivated, and buyers are still very active. So until next week, stay sharp, stay focused, and as always, keep pushing the standard higher. I'm Marty Fox, and that's WHITEFOX Weekly, sealed.